luminaries leading our esteemed universities. Today, we are fortunate to have three stalwarts in the field of education who have dedicated their lives in shaping young minds and pioneering academic excellence. Before we proceed with the introduction of our esteemed panelists, I would like to invite our expected moderator, Dr.Subhendu Kumar Rath, Deputy Registrar at BPUT University of Technology, Rath, to kindly come to the stage. Sir, please. It's my privilege to invite Professor Amiya Kumar Rath, Honorable Vice Chancellor, BPUT University of Technology, Rath, to the stage. Sir, please. Next, I am honored to invite Professor Bidhu Mishra, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University, to the stage. Sir, please. Finally, I am honored to invite Professor Sabita Acharya, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Utkal University, to the stage. Ma'am, please. As we proceed with the panel discussion, I request Dr.Subhendu Rath, sir, the moderator for this session, to kindly take forward.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to one and all. Honorable Vice Chancellor of BPUT University of Technology, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Utkal University. So today among us, these panelists, we have three Vice Chancellors of three leading universities. One university is the first university of Odisha, that is Odisha, Utkal University. Second university of Odisha, Sambalpur University. And the first technical university of Odisha, that is BPUT. So all three leading Vice Chancellors of Odisha are among these panelists. And the topic is with this skill for quality education. I welcome you all, the audience, to this session, panel discussion session of day 2, panel 7 of this Industry Academia Conclave of 2024, BPUT University of Technology. So there are few parameters we can consider in our skill enhancement. That skill is not a term. We have identified a term, that is skill, and integrating into the education system. Earlier, we do have skills, but we forget certain skills, and with the term of skill, how we will integrate into our education system and identify this is the skill. Without skill, nobody can perform or nobody can integrate their education in the daily workplace or at your home or a research work. So everybody have a skill. Now, the buzz term right now is skill, how we will integrate it. So there are few parameters I need to point out how to create interest in higher education or higher technical education for this current generation. What is the trend of education is going on, and how to create interest for the current generation to this current higher education and technical education. In last few decades, we have seen the transformation of the teaching community as well as in the students' mass, and everybody has adopted with this transformation with time. In 90s, when there is a mobile is enhancing the skill or computer is enhancing the skill, all the higher education students are adding this skill with the computer training, computer courses. Then after 2000, they have added with some professional courses and technical courses. And in the 2000s, in that decade, Odisha has witnessed with the enhancement of real technical education and professional education by evolving and creating new private institutions and government institutions in Odisha. No doubt, Odisha is a very good platform, and government of Odisha, whether it is in government college or private college, is providing with a subsidized fee structure for the technical and professional education as well as higher education. We have in our education system all the dignitaries over the dais, when they pursued their education, very limited fees is there. And nowadays also it is not in comparison to other states. Odisha is also having the very accessible and very it is not affecting to the pockets of the parents, and we can pursue, the students can pursue the professional, technical and higher education in the Odisha system. So now over to the panelists. It's a request, they can share their views. Certain points I have checked out, and what is the existing pedagogy? Is it helpful for the career building of the students? So over to Bidhu Mishra sir, the Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University. Existing teaching pedagogy, is it helpful for career building?
And thank you, sir. Good evening and namaskar. The question which was posed to me all about the present pedagogy helpful for, is it career or quality? What is the education helpful for career?
Career building, sir.
Okay, career building. The answer can be both, yes and no. What is the present pedagogy in higher education I am talking about, not in technical education in general. So when I am talking about higher education in general, the pedagogy presently we are following is almost like a British model, because the universities have been set up as per British University Act 1862, which was amended many times. But recently we have seen NEP 2020 is a departure from the traditional way of that teaching learning process was done in university. When I am saying it is yes, helpful for career building, there are certain professions. Take an example, those who are interested in teaching, for them the present methodology good, because the present methodology, the pedagogy methodology, is mostly focusing on conceptual aspects, and the students from our state are much stronger in terms of theoretical knowledge, whatever may be, because my long experience with the universities, what I have seen, our students have got Bhatnagari, they become Bhatnagari awards, they got position almost in all the state and central universities in country and outside the country. Only thing that strength they have is the theoretical knowledge. But when it comes to the 21st century skill and the new career options for the young guys, obviously it has certain limitations. It cannot just meet to the aspirations with this present system. Of course, solution is very simple, and that has been clearly spelled out in NEP 2020 when we talk about technology integration in the teaching learning process. And more so, focusing on the 21st century skills like critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, networking, communication, so on and so forth. So these kinds of courses have already been integrated into the present system through this NEP 2020, and accordingly, most of the universities in the state, they have redesigned their curriculum, and so also they are trying to adjust the present teaching focus or teaching-centric pedagogy to experiential learning. More components are included in terms of projects, experiments, doing while learning, and maybe sometimes also field trips and so on and so forth. These type of experiences will help them in translating the knowledge which they have gained in the classroom to reality. So we are moving towards the reality, or becoming more closer towards the reality, even if we are in a very traditional system. Thank you. Anything more, please?
Sir, Madam, can you, as a leading university, Utkal University, can you say a few words on whether the existing teaching pedagogy is helpful for the career building of students?
Esteemed members,
Madam,
very good evening to all of you, esteemed members on the dais and off the dais. I convey my heartful gratitude and thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor BPUT and his team for inviting me all the way from Bhubaneswar to Raulkela, and really I thank you again that you have given me this opportunity to talk few words to the students who are from Technical University. Utkal University being the first university of Odisha, completed 82 years, and it is a general university. So the medical and the engineering colleges, MBA, the professional courses, they have been gone to different other new universities. So we have a affiliating university, and as the topic of discussion is the present day pedagogy is a positive, it has the positive impact on the better career advancement of the students. Being a government public university, the students of middle and lower middle classes, they are taking admission, and almost we are giving free education. And the present day that pedagogy, it is set according to the new education policy 2020, where the new education policy 2020, we are at the verge of implementation, and we have already implemented in +3 degree colleges. So that NEP has been implemented for first year student of +3 degree college, which would continue for 4 years. And in the 4th year, when they will come for post-graduation, then we'll think of about 1 year post-graduation or 2 years post-graduation. Now the existing system is 2 years post-graduation course, for which we are very much acquainted. Secondly, I can say, according to NEP 2020, that skill in quality education. And we know that education without skills leads towards unemployment at present. And also skill without education leads towards less productivity. So both are interrelated, interdependent, and have symbiotic relationship. So without skill, we are giving emphasis on skill education nowadays. And during COVID time, that introduction of the online education, that brought a tremendous change in the pedagogy, the teaching style, learning of the students. So here the both faculty, students, and also non-teaching, all the stakeholders of the university, they have started learning how to use online courses or online techniques, I can say. Teachers, they prepared themselves to impart online education. Students, they learned how to attend the online classes, and our non-teaching or technical staff, they have learned how to use all e-office or e-file in online mode. So my point here is, today we have learned a lot on the virtual mode, and it has some positive impact, and it will definitely enhance skill in quality education. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, our Vice Chancellor, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you. I want to add something more to what Madam has already told. Even if we are in general education and NEP from this year, we have already implemented UG level, but at Sambalpur University, we have already framed the syllabus for the PG, where we think of most of the courses will be integrated 5-year courses. With this integration of both UG and PG, maybe the current issue which is coming up, what Madam has referred after 4 years, now we have already started that. From next year, we are going to implement most of the courses as integrated courses. This is one part what we have done. But one thing which I am missing, mostly for the students of this 21st century, the skill what they need. Actually, this, Madam has rightly identified that COVID has taught us many things, and the most important lesson what we learn, even the students of technology, particularly engineering, what otherwise called STEM, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The students of STEM, they precisely have to learn more about social sciences. The reason was, There are a lot of researches are going on during COVID and the impact of COVID on students of technical education. Particularly, the students are getting separated and the level of frustration or depression is very, very high with the technology students. So how to manage them? Above all, the students of engineering, even if they deal with machines, but ultimately they have to deal with man. So unless they understand the man from the as a humanitarian perspective, or a humanity perspective, not humanitarian, humanity perspective, then he will treat the man as a machine, and which is ultimately is a failure. So my submission to all my students of engineering, please emphasize on humanities and social science is a separate branch, is another branch of knowledge, which the students of engineering should learn. Perhaps with this NEP, there is an integration between both technology and humanities. And technology or domain knowledge is about 60% and 40% from humanities, social science and others. Why this 40% emphasis has been given to that? Because the curriculum has been revised, and most of the universities, maybe abroad, they talk about the humanities as one of the important courses in courses along with technology. Because when you deal with machine, just think for a minute that AI, what we talk about this artificial intelligence, machine learning, what will happen to the engineering students next year? Do you feel that this artificial intelligence will help you in getting a job or just drive you out of the job? That is the biggest question to my engineering students. Because unless you are getting yourself abreast or with the new skills, maybe you will find that the scope for job opportunities are very, very limited. But when it is integrated with social science, you will find new avenues. And today, tolerance to frustration has become the biggest challenge to any technology student, because they do not have the patience, nor even when they lose their job, they go to the extreme extent of killing themselves, the dire steps they take. So my submission to all my students of technology, please focus on understanding life, because man is ultimately has to find a life during this period. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Definitely, you mean to say that the interdisciplinary approach of the students, so that they can have knowledge of whether it is little or more of social science or sciences and humanities. Okay. So that will be helpful for whether it is a technical education students or a general higher education students. Okay, over to our Vice Chancellor, sir. How this existing teaching pedagogy is helpful for the career building of technical education?
First of all, my gratitude to both Bidhu, Bhushan, Mishra, Sambalpur University Vice Chancellor, and Sabita, Acharya, Vice Chancellor, Utkal Universities, both from affiliating universities, and faculty members, students from the entire state. Today we are talking about teaching pedagogy. 40 years back, engineering educations, I remember it was one-way communications. Of course, some of the faculty members, they were using brainstorming, asking questions to the students, writing on the boards, making clusters, and things like that. My point here is, if you look at the last education policy, 1986, National Policy on Education, and there was a committee program of action, 1992, within 5 years they could implement National Policy on Education. 2020 we have National Education Policy. I remember the first video I have created a first video with some kind of teaching pedagogy when I was involved in Mission 10X. How many of you know about Mission 10X? Can you please raise your hands? Mission 10X. Mission 10X was increase the employability skills of engineering graduate 10 times. They had some kind of programs like which one is effective? I have created 2 videos by taking final year students and third year student was the sample size students. After that, I could give some question papers. I have seen that more than 95% of students, they wrote correctly. My point here is, today we are talking about skills, but what is necessary for the students? What are the attributes students should possess when they complete education of 4 years or 3 years or 2 years, depends on the course they study. Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology, how many of you heard about this? ABET, Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology. How many of you heard about National Board of Accreditation? How many of you know about National Assessment and Accreditation Council? How many of you know about National Institutional Ranking Framework? Okay, right. So my point here is, the research, there are a lot of research people have done in education technology. Lot of research papers you find. There are good papers in European journals. Education technology, how to make class interesting, what kind of pedagogy you should practice. Those researchers, they found out there are 12 graduate attributes necessary for a student to possess when they complete graduation. When we talk about skills, let us understand whether skill component exists there or not. Initially we had input-output based. Today it is outcome based. Of course, engineering, NBA and all that, we had outcome based educations, of course, long back. But informally, national education policy says outcome based education to be practiced. What are those 12 graduate attributes? Knowledge of engineering, problem analysis, investigation of complex problems, modern tool usage, environment and society, professional ethics, finance management, team building, environment and society. All those 12 graduate attributes are necessary. If you map those 12 graduate attributes into the core subjects, I will map engineering knowledge with data structure. I will map engineering knowledge with algorithm analysis. Okay? Similarly, environment and society, I will map it with environmental engineering. That is the way it has been designed. Today we are talking about advanced competency courses, what we have in Bidhu University of Technology. I will tell you, trust me, that the kind of syllabus we have, wherever you go to best of the best universities, you find the same syllabus. But what is important is the teaching, learning is most important. Teaching, learning is most important. I was interested to tell my industry friends that whenever you ask a question to the students, try to know what they know. Don't ask questions what they do not know. Our Prasad Saab is there, Suresh Prasad is there. Okay? My point here is, you should ask questions to your students. Don't try to ask questions for eliminating. Ask questions to take the students onto the board. That is important. I'll tell you, there was a discussion that NIT Utkal, they left after 1 year. My point here is, whenever you are giving training, for 1 month training you are investing to know the concept, blast furnace, whatever it is, and they work for 1 year. You take any students of BPUT, give training for 3 months, they will work in your organization for more than 7 years. Which one is advantageous? Whether taking a student from premier college is advantageous or taking a student from Bidhu University of Technology is advantageous. See, remember when computer first came, let me tell you, I used to, whenever computer came, I used to purchase a computer without a hard disk. Whenever mobile came to Bhubaneswar, I was having a mobile phones. Late 90s, USA phone. That was my hobby, I used to do that. My point here is, when computer came, people were thinking that we will lose job because computer will take all the job. But today, computer is creating job. Similarly, when artificial intelligence, machine learning, chat GPT, they will create more jobs, but the quality of jobs will be different. 20 years back, when there was Y2K problem, how many of you know about Y2K problem? Can you please raise your hands? When Y2K problem came, everybody went to US, everybody went to different countries, they were getting job. Once you go, see, if you want to go to US, you should speak good English, that's all. If you speak good English, you go to US. 20 years back, today scenario is different. Today, quality is important. Today, gone are those days where if you know programming, you are successful. I'll tell you once upon a time, I'm talking about 30 years back, I was a COBOL programmer, any difficulties anywhere in a city in India, they will search for me. If they were doing some programming, some projects, if it is COBOL, they were searching for me. They used to search for me. This person will solve because 2,000 errors, 5,000 errors. How many of you practiced COBOL? Some of you practiced, nobody. None of you practiced. Manoj practiced. None of you practiced COBOL. Once you enter, I don't look at problem. I look at immediately find out where is the error. My point here is, today, those programming is available inbuilt. Okay? Programming is available. You need to apply skills in a different level altogether. I'm sure those teaching pedagogy, I have practiced too. Teaching pedagogy is definitely useful for the students. Previous panel discussion, Subhendu, I'll take one more minute.
Sure.
Previous panel discussion, there was a discussion that when you ask questions, student was not able to answer. I look at it in a different perspective altogether because I used to tell all the times wherever I go, I do not know, some of you might have heard about it. If today you come to the class, if you tell, please maintain silence, students are maintaining silence, faculty is giving lot of informations. Another lecture, please maintain silence. Throughout the day, students are maintaining silence. Throughout semester, students are maintaining silence. Throughout 4 years, students are maintaining silence. During campus recruitment, during personality interview, they are maintaining pin drop silence. But I look at it in a different perspective altogether. I know student, they were able to answer. So due to that, what we have done is, I was talking to madam, that I told every student should come here and speak something. They are making mistakes, let them make mistakes. I used to give platform like this to all the students. That is important. I used to tell the faculty members of all colleges, students of all colleges, let us make students participate. With that note, we started with BPUT Tech Carnival. All of you can see these 20 events last year. You can see backside, Codathon, business case studies, Art Mad Show, artificial intelligence, technical quiz. This year we have 38 events because I want students to participate. Participative learning is most important. Problem solving is important. I have created a classroom. I will show both my colleague vice chancellors. I have created a classroom, round table classroom. The purpose of round table classroom is, it will allow students to work in a team. It will allow team building. You can give a problem to them, let them solve it, let them give a presentation. That is the way we have created a classroom of different style, not this style, round table classroom. Any one of you go and visit, or some of you can go and visit the classroom which we have created. My point here is those skills, competencies are important. I'm sure with participation of students will go a long way and making all our students employable, Let us look at, let us ask questions not for rejection, let us ask questions whatever they know about it. That is important.
Sir,
Thank you.
sir. You have mixed up few more things with your conversation. Now, from out of your speech, I have just heard that EBAT accreditation, NAC accreditation, NIRF, NB accreditation, and government has fixed certain parameters, these parameters, and making a competition among the institutions to achieve that accreditation. Is it, this accreditation is mandatory for that institution? It's over to Sabita madam. I know sir, you are the part of the accredited body, so I will come to you later on. So Sabita madam, is it this accreditation is mandatory for that institution, and how it is enhancing our skill of education in our institutions?
It's a very critical question nowadays. Binary accreditation has been introduced, and accredited or not accredited is the first one for which the physical visit is not necessary. And the second one is about the level 1 to 5, and that is that final accreditation. All this accreditation has not been implemented yet, and the last date was 31st December 2024, but now it is shifted, I think so, that final date has not been fixed. But whether an educational institution, whether it is necessary to be accredited, it is yes, it is necessary to be accredited to know their position, and it will help towards the sanction of funds and many opportunities and many facilities which UGC has been given to those universities or colleges having A++ grade, A+ grade, and A, then B++. So according to the rank, they are sanctioning the facilities. And according to the rank, they are giving autonomy. The graded autonomy, semi-graded autonomy. So it all depends on the phase of the university or college after accreditation. So it is necessary.
So how you have considered that, what are the accreditations you have integrated in the Utkal University?
Professor?
I think it is NAC, it is accredited, right? NIRF also, Utkal University is doing well.
For last 5 years, for last 5 years, Utkal University was in the NIRF ranking, and last year there was one component, that is the competition was among the state public universities, and where Utkal University got 42nd rank in all India basis. And for the NIRF, the parameters or variables are different. Research, then diversity of students, and then teacher-student ratio. So there are many factors which are also, we are dependent on the sanction of the teaching post by the government of Odisha. So it is one of the major components. And secondly, I can say for NAC accreditation, we have qualitative and quantitative components. And for quantitative, we have already through SSR, we have sent that all these points which they intended to know, and it was evaluated, 70% was evaluated before the physical visit of the NAC team to the institution or the particular university or college. So for qualitative evaluation, only 30%, maybe at 28.5%. And during last, and we, Utkal University, the first accreditation, and it was A+ and having 3.53. And in the meantime, the teacher-student ratio has been fall down, and all the 30:1 teacher or teacher recruitment was banned. So that's why, that is the major problem faced by not only Utkal University, other universities also. And now that guest faculties are recruited, And that is, there are many parameters and the best practices, then distinguished features of the university or educational institution. So according to the parameters which have been given by the NAC, qualitative and quantitative, we have already filled up. All the educational institutions, they have to fill both qualitative and quantitative. As per the different variables are concerned, like teaching, learning, then there are many parameters, 7 parameters, and now this has been changed to 10 parameters in the binary accreditation, the new method, and now the method of accreditation is different from that of the previous one. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Over to Bidhu, Bhushan, Mishra, sir. To how it is helpful, this accreditation is required for any university or affiliating institution for skill enhancement in our education.
Thank you. Obviously, this accreditation process will be helpful for any institutions because the parameters which have been set for accreditation, whether it is NAC or NBA or NIRF, whatever may be, precisely we talk about this is called standardized. Quality has become standardized and most of the institutions are measuring themselves to what extent they are meeting to those standardized parameters of quality. Because ultimately it is quality which matters in the market. It is the quality in terms of the institutions, the quality in terms of the faculty members, the quality in terms of curriculum, the students, even at the end you can talk about the recruiters. Everybody has a role and these parameters are mostly based on this kind of quality parameters. And mostly I'm in favor of this kind of accreditation by any agency. There is an age, even if it is sometimes become expensive and burden on some of the institutions, particularly I'm giving the example of non-government educations, aided institutions particularly, which are purely dependent on government grant. Those who do not have any other source of income, for them it becomes burden. But still, the benefit they get, where they stand in those parameters, they can compare themselves with their peers in the market. Second important aspect today, because already we have seen different stakeholders like recruiters, students, parents, everybody is interested in that particular ranking. The reason is, in the educational market, particularly attracting the students become one of the bigger challenge when the private institutions are coming up with much better infrastructure and with all kinds of flares. Naturally, the government or government-aided institutions are lagging behind. So in that context, if you see, the parents can restore their faith, the students can gain their confidence if the institutions are accredited. This is one part. Madam has already made a mention about, based on the accreditation, the institutions are graded, and based on that, maybe government is releasing some grants, whether it is UGC or whoever may be releasing some grants. Of course, I do not find any direct relationship between NAC gradation and the release of funds. I can give many examples for that purpose. Even the Patna University you see, which has a B grade, but still they are getting funding, huge funding from UGC. The reasons are, or Minister of Education, the reasons are something different because getting grant and linked with the quality parameters of the institutions are little different from each other. Even the best graded institutions are not also getting something called better grant from the government. And Madam has clearly mentioned a thing, most of the state-run universities are dearth of many things, not from faculty alone, even from the resource crunch, even the very much important thing is the teaching learning process is affected, even if you can put in terms of that, because admission is also getting centralized. So government is taking care of the entire admission system, which is unnecessarily getting delayed and which is putting all these state-run universities at a disadvantaged position. Even this year, the admission was extended up to the end of December. Just imagine when our counterparts maybe in other parts of the country or in the private, they have already completed their first semester and the results are yet to be out. So this is one of the biggest thing or biggest challenge that state universities are facing because everything has become highly centralized. Whether it is recruitment, both teaching and non-teaching, whether it is even anything for the purpose. Even the last year, the grants which are given to different state universities is so minimal. it is not sufficient even to maintain the electricity and water bills of the university. So thinking of rest of the thing is almost not there. So here one of the things we are always fighting with the government or something, because they are the funding agency, we are always fighting with them that if you will provide us these facilities, will definitely help us in improving the grades, and we can find ourselves in the best or the top ranking institutions in the country. Maybe with the new government we are expecting a little more. NEP, the greatest challenge for that purpose. Naturally, institutional accreditation is also helpful for each one of the institutions to assess themselves first. Next, creating a market for themselves in the job market or whether student market, wherever may be. And the most important part is society is also reimposing their confidence when the institutions are accredited by a third party or third agency. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, over to our Vice Chancellor, sir. Please narrate about this accreditation, how it is enhanced the skill across the nation, because you have been witness to a few 4 to 5 years over NAC. So you have observed across Odisha, India.
During my stay at NAC, I visited many premier institutions of the country. I visited JNU, I visited Delhi University, I visited Lucknow University, Mumbai University, visited Central University of Kashmir. I visited many universities, almost all the universities in UP. Of course, many universities in Odisha also. My point here is, if you look at history of NAC, those parameters, I'll give you a couple of examples. You decide whether it's required or not required. Curricular aspects, okay? You develop the curriculum based on the local needs, regional needs, global needs, which has to be incorporated into the curriculum. Whenever you are developing curriculum, you should have course outcome, program outcome, attainment of course outcome, program outcome. Teaching learning process. Do you have a mechanism to identify advanced learners, slow learners? What is the exercise you do for advanced learners and what you do for the slow learners? Whether ICT enabled tools are used for effective teaching learning process. All the questions which has been developed is definitely necessary for quality of education. I remember I was part of developing 21 manuals in NAC, starting with engineering, medical, law, pharmacy, Unani, Siddha, okay, Ayurveda, Ayush and all that. 21 manuals we have developed. Of course, I was part of binary accreditation also. We have developed long back, little bit changes now, they are going to release it. See, the idea of NAC was, it was fact-finding till today. Now also it is fact-finding organizations, not a fault-finding organizations. They will not come to your institutions to check what is not there, why you are doing like this. No, this is not a good practice, you should do like this. No, they should not ask. Okay? We trained all the 5,000 assessors which we have. Like, it's not a fault finding, it's a fact finding. Of course, people are different, they behave differently when they go to college or the universities, but all those parameters you find, we had 115 parameters when Madam and Bidhu sir, they have accredited. There was 115, 79 for quantitative and 36 for qualitative metrics. Thanks to Madam, got 3.26 A plus grade, and you got A grade 3.15, got A grade, okay? Both, it means that quality of educations in both, of course they worked hard for NAC. This quality is very important. I have gone through all details. When we were developing manuals also, or set the benchmark, okay? See, my idea was little different. If many institutions are getting good grade, let them get good grade. quality of the country has to improve. You set the benchmark high. You set the benchmark high. Okay, let the quality to improve in all colleges. With NAC, people are doing lot of things. You will not believe, in Uttar Pradesh, Madam Governor Anandibet Madam, she is monitoring the universities. When she came to Bangalore, I was giving presentation. She was asking Lucknow University Vice Chancellor Alok Rai, why your curricular aspect is not good. She was asking to another Abdul Kalam Technical Universities, your student support progression is not good, funding is problem, you tell us we'll give funding. That's the kind of. And she took me to Uttar Pradesh. I went there, stayed in Raj Bhavan for a couple of days to train all the colleges and universities in Uttar Pradesh. I have seen many states where the top leaders, they were interested and they want accreditation from NAC. NAC is meant for quality. I have seen I was completely involved in the process, how the parameters has been developed, how the quality is improving in some colleges and universities.
Thank you, sir. As you rightly pointed out, that is the fact finding of any such institutions. Without any competitions, we, the teaching community and teaching fraternity or education system will not move forward, right? So once we impose the competition, then only we can adding values to our institutions and adding more features to the education system, ultimately enhancing our skill in our education system, irrespective of domain. Okay, so this competition creates a skill enhancement, and every institute is required to be more accredited with time. So it's a next hour, everybody is talking about the NEP 2020, multi-entry, multi-exit. My question is to Bidhu sir, please focus on what is this multi-entry and multi-exit and how you have implemented. Higher education now, government of Odisha has implemented this undergraduate degree with NEP 4 years courses, right? We used to be, those who are in general degree, they have pursued their 3-year degree undergraduate courses. Okay. So please sir, what is this multi-entry, multi-exit of this NEP?
Okay, thank you. Actually, with NEP 2020, one of the mandate is we must go for multidisciplinary education system. In that multidisciplinary education system, the simplest example is, suppose a student is majoring in political science, he has the options to go for a course in agriculture or in fine arts or in performing arts or wherever he may be. Precisely it talks about the curriculum need to be adjusted, so also the timetable will need to be adjusted. But the greatest challenge here is, as already been mentioned, the resource crunch is the greatest challenge, maybe in terms of physical infrastructure like classrooms, teachers, and the important part is, when we keep it open, naturally students has the choice to go for anything. That's why in the first year, as an experimentation, we restrict for our UG, usually we talk about 90 credit courses. In 90 credit courses, 10 credit courses we have kept it open to the students. We call them the other electives, and where they can go for courses even from online, like from Swayam portal, the MOOC courses they can go for. And MOOC has already become compulsory for both UG and PG in Sambalpur University, at least for 4 credit. That can be spread over 2 semesters, semester 2 and 3, where they can go for 2 credit courses or 4 credit courses in 1 semester like that. Means they have the option to go for any kind of courses he chooses from online portals. So that grade which he gets is integrated into our mark sheet. Second part is within the university, actually this multidisciplinary approach, generally what we do, we identify some courses called interdisciplinary courses or IDC, and some are skill enhancing courses which are kept as something like as compulsory for all the students to choose. 2 credit, 4 credits like that, and 2 credit project. That means the student who is majoring in say physics can have the option to go for some courses in sociology or in performing art, and also some courses from online, and also a project of his choice. So ultimately that 10 credits have been integrated into that. That happens in the PG courses. So also that has happened in the UG courses. But UG courses, I know that most of the colleges, they do not have the infrastructure, nor also the teachers, nor also the time. Because one of the things which I have already mentioned, because of this admission system which is getting delayed, even if we have planned for many things, but it's beyond our control to implement everything in the same academic year. So, because NEP precisely focuses on flexibility and also autonomy. Unless, because that is also one of the mandates, by 2030, all the degree colleges or institutions of higher education, they will be autonomous institutions. There will be no affiliating university, there is nothing called affiliation after 2030. That is what the mandate of NEP 2020. What it indicates, all the colleges will take the responsibility of grooming the students and also award the degrees so that they will be left to the greater world for getting a job. Based on that, the institutions will be again to be something like graded or to be seen in the market, and also in terms of attracting students. One more important issue which is coming up in that, when you talk about this experiential learning, of course this experiential learning today naturally is more of interdisciplinary nature rather than it is something like domain specific. Take an example, even students of economics, they go for field studies along with the students of sociology on a very specific theme. Maybe they are going to study maybe the nearby villages, socio-economic study they call it. Some socio-economic study, partly sociology, partly economics. Both the students of sociology and economics, they go together. So also this cultural anthropology and sociology, they go for some kind of studies, field studies. Students, they make themselves groups. Even today we are talking about something like immersion programs, where the students are asked, maybe in terms of camps, they will stay somewhere, particularly the example of NSS. What we do in NSS? So with these kind of activities, we are trying to make the courses more interdisciplinary in nature, where the students will have at least exposure and gain some knowledge in other discipline rather than his domain area. This is one of the things we have already experienced and also in practice in Sambalpur University, both for PG and UG. And we have also kept our labs open, or the facilities which is at the postgraduate center in the campus, is kept open even for the affiliated colleges. Mostly the teachers from affiliated colleges, they are using these facilities for their own research, maybe for PhD or maybe for some other. But the students are coming in batches to have an exposure to different kinds of news development that has happened. Even the students of the nearby, take an example, the Navodaya schools, even our neighboring state Chhattisgarh, particularly from this Saraipalli area, from that area, students are coming regularly in batches. They want to see the facilities that is in the university, and so that they can be kept motivated. One more thing is very, very important. Today, you might have seen what Sarah in the introduction they have said. Students are losing interest in general education, and most of them are running towards or moving towards technical education, that is engineering. But now the trend is reversing. We have seen increase in admission in general courses because the job openings in the general courses are much better than that of engineering courses, and which is also better paying. If you see why this is happening, even courses which are highly technical, with this interdisciplinary nature, we are giving them the minimum skill. That's why they're able to crack even the high technical areas where jobs are available. Like that. So really, now this is the time we have to think we have to think sincerely, we have to think how we can train our students with this new development that has happened in the job market as well as the needs of the society. So naturally, NEP 2020 has opened up the doors, and when government has adopted in principle that we are adopting NEP 2020 from the next academic year, from the elementary education to the postgraduate education, naturally there will be a lot of changes we'll see from the next year onwards.
Sir, obviously with this move of the transformation, a time will come, the PG will be of having 1 year only, right? So as some older universities, Utkal University, Sambalpur University, Barampur University, they have only catering the PG departments over there. So there will be huge infrastructure, only 1 year courses will be there.
It's not like that. It's not like that. When this university has been created, these are mostly affiliating universities. They do not cater to the needs of the postgraduate courses alone. Rather, they need to cater both UG and PG colleges affiliated to them. But now the question what Madam has raised and also that is answer. Maybe with 4-year degree courses, postgraduate courses will be 1 year. That is true, it will be 1 year. But if you see the 4th year in the degree program, it is more or less the first year of PG program, which is basically we can talk about honors programs or the research programs, because there are two different disciplines that will come up, two different branches that will come up at 4th year. When we talk about honors, naturally they have to go for some added courses. When they go for research, they have to take up some projects and other things, basically making them ready for the next year to complete the master. As it has happened in most of the technical institutions, as integrated MSc programs or MTech programs or something like that. 5-year programs are there. What is there in the MTech program? The final year, hardly any theory courses, more of projects. Like 1 semester completely for the projects, 1 semester only 1 or 2 courses, and that is also project like that. So now almost all the courses, both that is in technical education as well as in general education, are moving in the same direction. I don't think there will be great problems. But the problem will be in terms of when we are going for changing the mindset.
Exactly.
Because the teachers who have taught in a particular system for more than 30 years and suddenly asking them to teach something completely different from a total departure from what they have not learned. Now the question has come, particularly I'm putting the example of job markets. Most of the recruiters are not asking you what you know. Rather, Sir has talked about what they know, the question should come, but most of the recruiters they are asking what they do not know. But what they really try to understand, the question calls unlearning. The process of unlearning, what Sir has taken an example of Infosys Learning Center at Mysore. What they do in Mysore, they select the students mostly from with a Madden background and not from science and technology. Like graduates with mathematics or statistics or physics, they go to different UG colleges, select in bunches, train them, and they see if they are coming up to their level, it is good. And when the say BTech students are also going the same line, there also the process starts. The first question they ask, forget whatever you have learned. We will give you the training and we will see that whether you are coming up to the level or not. It is the question, what is your interest or aptitude in that particular domain and how best you are excelling, that is most important now. It is not I'm giving that center of learning at Mysore of Infosys. It is happening in most of the advanced institutions that do in that line. So unlearning has become major process in the process of getting jobs or in the process of learning and teaching and learning. Why this is happening? Because over a period of time, we call it something set brain or set mind. The students as well as the teachers, they have developed, like the example, when there is an annual system, we are used to that this is the syllabus and this is the questions usually comes and we prepare ourselves and crack. When it becomes semester with continuous evaluation, like mid-semester, internal test and other things, become a bit bigger challenge for the teachers in different colleges. But they get themselves accustomed with. With COVID, we talk about this hybrid mode of teaching, both online and offline, going for different kinds of video lectures and so on and so forth. So things are changing and slowly picking up. My major concern is how quickly we can just come out of that mindset through the process of unlearning and then go for learning and then we go for teaching it. So it will take some time. The transition time is very, very important. My concern is more about that transition time, how long that particular time is. If it will be short, it is better. Like Madam has given the example of this year we have started with NEP with UG courses, that is 4-year degree program. By the third year, we can be in a position to know what is our status. In 4th year, the colleges will face the real problem because they do not have anything called where they can give the students the inputs for research. Naturally at that time, the universities will come to their help. So that is how we feel university can be a gap filler. Not something like it's a challenge or something, rather the gap filler to both our undergraduate colleges which are affiliated to us.
Sir, it's very nice. Odisha is witnessing and adopting all the new changes and transformation in education system. We have witnessed in BPUT also, and higher education also they have rapidly implemented this NEP 2030, no doubt about it. Odisha people will adopt it and accordingly move forward. So being as a affiliating university having 3 affiliating universities, and around 8 to 10 lakh students are pursuing their degrees under these 3 universities. I just have a affiliating university as having the stakeholders are management, teacher including principal and students, then parents, right? 4 to 5 words, madam, all of you are requested, 4 to 5 sentences, how we can add skill or enhance skill in our education, present education system, 4 to 5 words, whether it is implementing stage of affiliating university as a private college or government college or your university. 4 to 5 statements, please add on that.
Now we can say the Center of Incubation and Entrepreneurship, that is a center which has already been there in Utkal University. We have 18 students set up. So in this way we can introduce, we can encourage the students for their to become an entrepreneur. And in the affiliated colleges, Utkal University has nearly 400 affiliated colleges. And for skill development and skill courses, we are always associating those affiliated colleges to have the collaboration with the university, Utkal University. For example, we have one Utkal Center of Entrepreneurship and Career Hub. Through that, we are imparting the soft skill training to different affiliated colleges, just to make them aware about the skill and the entrepreneur, the incubation, all these aspects. And as for the NEP 2020, skill, that course, 20% course has already been introduced in the undergraduate courses. And the center, which I have we have a Center of Incubation and Innovation, which is a Section 8 company. So through which we can apply for the project and we can engage the affiliated colleges students. We have nearly 3 lakhs students, undergraduate students, and in each and every college, through one trained teacher, we have one MOU with one university that is in Boston. So they have the MOU that affiliated students, nearly 3,000 students will be trained by them and also by our teachers through online, and sometimes they will come through offline, they will train. So this is an attempt to make them aware about the benefit of the skill, the entrepreneurship and that incubation and all. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. To our Vice Chancellor, sir, being as an affiliating university, considering the management, teaching community and students, what are the 4-5 points we can, you can create in our BPUT?
Yeah,
so
let
that
me tell you, last year when we developed the curriculum, we kept advanced competency courses like Python programming, data science, web applications, cloud computing, Internet of Things, robotics, okay, machine learning, big data, all those courses. Apart from that, we have a minor course of 20 credit. 20 credit course, I will just tell one of the course, like what we have. Digital marketing, we have taken. Generative AI, we have a course on generative AI, minor. Web application development. My point here is, all the advanced courses we have in the syllabus, as far as implementation of NEP is concerned, those 20 credit minor courses will be totally employable, but students should get maximum benefit out of it. We have Coursera is offering those courses. You know, today the scenario is such, if there is any difficulty, suppose you purchase a new mobile and the problem is you are not able to know this particular menu where it is available, immediately you go to YouTube, right there, this is, immediately you get the answer, isn't it? Still these 2 girls, they are doing it, they are searching near, next to you, they are searching in YouTube that both the girls, one with brown and one with both, they are busy, they are searching it, because that's good, okay? They are searching. Yeah, one with doing like this, they are completely busy in this, okay? Yeah, you, both of you, yes, yes, both of you. My point here is, yes, so which one will help? Teaching pedagogy will help. If you get those students, you can tell them, you come here, do some exercise, okay? Do some exercise about role play, they will be more effective, okay? It is the duty of a faculty members to bring those who are not attentive role play, okay? Coming back to NEP implementation, I'm sure, but those students should leverage, get the benefit of the development of curriculum. I do not know how many of you felt that curriculum, teaching, learning process, assessment, feedback, that will help. I remember when I was giving a presentation in JNU, even to Professor Kumar, when he was our executive committee chairman and current UGC chairman, he asked me, Professor Rath, what is outcome? Why it is necessary? Then I told him, link course outcome with Bloom's taxonomy, high order thinking skills, with program outcome, all course outcome linked with program outcomes. Then the graduate attributes. Graduate attributes. Then what way they will get benefit. All those international faculty members there in JNU, I told after my lectures, you should tell me one question, whether outcome-based education is necessary or not necessary. Only one question, but all of them said it's necessary. But you should link with different teaching, learning, okay, sure. Then assessment, direct assessment, indirect assessment, your Madam, it is, yeah. No, it's like engineering colleges, they practice, because teaching, learning has to improve, okay? Question paper has to develop based on Bloom's taxonomy. I do not know, I feel that it is more practical than anything else. Anyway, okay, over to Subhendu.
Sir, also if you 3 to 4 points, being as an affiliating university, how we can implement this skill enhancement part in our colleges?
Actually, the role of affiliating universities have become more difficult in this present scenario, because what we depend on, it is basically our affiliating colleges and their preparedness to adopt NEP 2020 or similar such changes that has happened in the entire teaching learning process. But as the university, naturally the concept is it's something like a spoke and hub. University become the hub and my affiliated colleges are my spokes. What we do, we are creating some facilities which are very common, like an example of common instrumentation facilities. Last year we have made a budget for 10 crores and a huge building was constructed and equipments to the tune of 8 crores we have procured for the purpose, which is kept open for all the students of Sambalpur University. Not only all the students of Sambalpur University, but students from anywhere, they can also come and access to that. We have gone for some high-end machines, mostly used in physics, chemistry and biological sciences. For that purpose, the research purposes. And in that regard also we have developed some collaboration. The second part I am talking about, first one is about common instrumentation facilities or common facilities that university is developing for its affiliated colleges also. Second thing what we have done, we have developed a network with the premier institutes in the state and outside, particular example like Niger in Bhubaneswar. They have become a knowledge partner to us for physics and other such research areas. So Niger Bhubaneswar has already, the teachers are coming regularly and our teachers and students are going to that place. Similarly, where we can find collaboration, networking, that has become one of the important issues what we talk about, not only for knowledge sharing, but also for helping each other in getting placements. Take an example, we have a placement cell, which is looking after the placement of the PG students, as well as also whenever there is an opening for the UG students, we are inviting the affiliated college for that purpose. So they can take best advantage of that. For placement, we have also developed some kind of some collaboration with some placement agencies and also some philanthropic agencies who are interested to take the students, they train the students and take the students, of course, mostly free of cost. So likewise, we are talking about that in that way. Third thing that what we plan is, through our this teacher training college, what we today talk about Madan Mohan Teacher Training College, most often we go for train the new teachers, train the new teachers who have joined in through SFB or PSC in different undergraduate colleges. So we are giving them training maybe for a week or more on different subjects so that they can be updated with their knowledge, so that can be disseminated.
Sir, please.
So through this teachers training college, we are regularly train the teachers of our affiliated colleges so that they can come up with the recent developments in the field of different fields. That is the third thing we are doing. The fourth thing, where we are going from some kind of competitions. Take an example like entrepreneurship or something like business idea competitions. Our affiliated colleges are mostly involved in that process. We are inviting them in terms of teams to the campus. We conduct some kind of competitions, and ultimately what we found, some novel ideas are coming up, maybe like the business idea or whatever may be. And we have also that incubation center. That incubation center is nurturing everything, where we have found some of the good companies, they have come up, set up their establishments here. They are also helping us in attracting young talents to the fold of entrepreneurship. This is one thing we are doing. One more thing what we are doing, our examination system, though not completely digitalized, but we are in the process of doing it. Because our question papers are sent digitally, none of the question paper physical mode or physical prints are there. And so also, like we are getting the scripts till that it is evaluated, but we are developing a system for online evaluation. So what is the benefit of that? We can quickly complete the process and also publish the result and more accurately, like that. These are the things we are doing, and many other things we can do. We have lot of things in plan, particularly take an example, sports. Sambalpur University is more, the capability of Sambalpur University is more in terms of sports and culture. So regularly we have some meets, maybe it is called inter-college, inter-university, like that, through which we are involving our affiliated colleges, and most of the sports persons you might have seen, they have come from our affiliated colleges and making Sambalpur University great. Like that, many such initiatives we have already done, through which we are integrating our affiliated colleges with the main PG campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Being as a, sir, please. Due to the following next session with validatory session, let us pick a few questions from the audience, students, because the participation is required. We do have the QR code of feedback. Please give your feedback in our QR code. It is there in the registration desk in all walls of this auditorium also. So this, your feedback is shows that it is a participation of your students, and teachers are requested to give their feedback. Now, the student side, what you have observed in the education system as of now and what you require in your professional education, so that we can integrate it in our system. Anybody, student side?
Good evening, sir. I'm Afsana from SIPET Bhubaneswar. Sir, I have a question for sir. Sir was talking about the digitalization of the examination. So could you please throw some more light that how you are controlling, if the questions are digital, then this, how the students are giving the answer, means whether it is MCQ types or the subjective types?
Just a minute, ma'am. You are a student or a
Student, sir.
Student.
Doing my MTech in SIPET Bhubaneswar.
Okay. BPUT is the first university in Odisha who has implemented the e-examination system end to end. Now BPUT is going to implement that e-monitoring system of the examination. Okay. So everything is digitized. Sir.
Madam, please.
Yes, sir.
Please be comfortable. Actually, it is not digitization so far. We are in the process. What we have done, because few years before, when we are sending the question papers, there is a lot of problems in terms of question leak. So what we have done, we are getting the questions, maybe a PDF form with a security code, and that is sent to a designated college. The person who is, only the code is available with him, they can crack into that. But today what we do, most of the colleges are not in a position to go for digitalization. What they do, they print the questions. Within 15 minutes, they have to print it out because we are providing them all the facility for that purpose. And they have to start the examination with writing the scripts, both not MCQ, rather it is short type and long time questions. What we are planning, I am putting it, we are trying to do it because the scanning process is there. Through that, even that the descriptive scripts will be scanned, it will be digitalized and sent to the examiners for evaluation at their home, like that. But what sir has said, here there will be two examiners for the same scripts. It is not exactly re-examination, rather we are evaluating by two different examiners so that we are getting the best. Today what we do for the medical examination, all the medical questions are twice evaluated, not one. Through this process only it is possible. Second, we are thinking of many other new reforms that will come, like from the day one the students enter into the college, we will get the database through Upper ID. Upper ID is created, through the database we will getting everything. And once the database is with us, we can know how many students in which subject, in which college. Accordingly, because NEP 2020 put us at difficult task, that is multidisciplinary. Because the student can choose any topic of his choice. The problem started with that, how many questions to be sent to a college and how many students are going to appear, all those issues are coming up the next. Keeping that in mind, we are putting this one. Second is about credit transfer, because already I have given, students are free even to take some courses online. So the credit which is given by the Swayam itself, it will be directly credited to our, that's why we need to have the database. So we are in the process of digitalizing in the sense that database is created. We have created the offer ID from the students enrolled in 2021 because they have passed out in 2024. And all the certificates that has come, that is put into the DigiLocker, that is called NAD, National Academic Depository, where all the certificates are there. The students using his own password, maybe roll number or whatever maybe he is setting, through that he can download the certificates and everything that. That is the thing what we have done. But rest of the things we are in the process, because the examination process needs lot of things to be done, because the colleges need to be upgraded with this technology skill. Unless they are upgraded, how we can do it? You must have seen recently what has happened with NTA, that question paper and other issues. Even in the top examination that has happened, 2-3 years before the prelim of UPSC, question paper get leaked, 6 centers are scratched and all the things are happening. So digitalization itself is a big question, and MCQ itself again is another big challenge. Anyway, with time we'll definitely come out with some solution for that. Let's see what is happening. Because affiliated colleges have much more problems than us. Had it been only for the PG departments, we could have thought of a different way. Anyway, thank you for your question.
Thank you so much, sir.
You can move to your examination section, they will elaborate it properly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Due to.
Sir, in NEP 2020, I think there is a challenge for multiple entry and multiple exit, because there are 3 aspects. One is curriculum structure. It may vary from university to university. Second thing is regulation for awarding the degree. It may also vary from university to university. And third thing is admission procedure. This is centralized admission procedure. All the institutions are not in a same level. So how to manage 3 aspects regarding NEP, multiple entry and multiple exit?
Should I react?
You can.
Okay, thanks for that. So, first I have to refute the system like this, because government in principle has not adopted so far in Odisha. Government in principle I am referring, because the 3 issues which we talk about, first is obviously centralized admission system. But centralized admission system doesn't not restricted to only one state. It may be for the whole country. Second part is how much data you can keep, or how long you can keep the data of the students, so that the multiple entry and exit can happen. But the major problem in Odisha is, we are not able to complete one admission cycle during the year. So thinking of the second one, which is also a part of, like there will be 2 admissions in the same year. One can join in July, one can join in January. Lot of issues are there. But for the affiliating universities, naturally, there are a lot of issues. Because how you are going to design your curriculum. And the next part is about equivalence of the courses. Different university might have different courses. With NEP 2020, all the state universities or all the colleges in the state mostly having similar structure, because they have prescribed a structure and the universities are allowed only for 10 to 15% deviation, mostly in terms of electives. So that issue, once government adopt in principle, maybe majority part will be over. But the transfer of credit and equivalence from outside the state, it will be a bigger challenge, because we do not know. Recently we have faced a problem. A student from Bangalore with integrated law wants to enter into our university in the integrated law program. She has completed almost like 4 semesters. And when you compare the courses of Bangalore law, this is again not National Law School, Bangalore University course. Compare these 4 semesters they have offered and the 4 semesters we are offering are widely different. Then we have a suggestion for that. We are willing to take you, provided these are the courses we are making equivalent with this particular course, and rest of the courses you have to complete. And we are giving you 6 months time along with your regular semester. Because she will get admitted into 5th semester and courses may be in 1st semester or 2nd semester or 3rd semester, because during that period, during that year, whenever that paper comes, she has to appear and clear them. Then the question arises, it will be too heavy for a person who is coming from outside and putting her or him into this system. Really it becomes a bit difficult, naturally, but it is open. We are not close to that. It is open. We are just waiting for a signal from the government, and as you have suggested rightly, centralized admission system with common curriculum. But from outside state, it will be very, very difficult. I know that.
Sir, just to adding that one, NAD ID is mandatory for all students, right? If NAD ID is there, it is there in the DigiLocker. Whatever their credential of 1st semester or 2nd semester, whatever they have completed, it is globally available, right? That part we can consider and we can integrate later on stage at the university levels.
And that's true. That is the only source now we talk about, but from onwards, not the back one. Because students may be enrolled in some universities 3 years before or 5 years before or something like that. Even the students who are dropouts in between, suppose somebody has dropped a course maybe 10 years before, NEP allow them to again continue, but again it will be very difficult because their database is not available with us. So how to get the data from them? What I have referred from 2021 admission, sorry, 21-22 admission batch, we are trying to create that upper ID and this NAD for them. Maybe 21 admission batch onwards, it will not be difficult for us to integrate. But prior to that,
That should be, sir.
that is another bigger issue for us. Na? We cannot just take anything which is not available to us.
I'll just add to what Professor Bidhu Mishra said. First of all, common curriculum, okay, fine. Cluster of universities where syllabus is common and it's possible to transfer. Third one is, if faculty members in every college or universities, suppose same subject is being taught by 3 faculty members, they will float, student will register. Today what happened? Computer science 60 students, they are sitting in one class. Mechanical 60 students, they are sitting in another class. But in this scenario, you just tell that 160 credit is mandatory for a students to get degree. 40 credit is necessary to get a certificate course. 80 credit for a diploma. 120 credit for advanced diploma, like that. And you mentioned these are the groups. Don't mention this branch. Mechanical, make a cluster of it. If a course is being offered, computer science students can register, mechanical students also can register. You will find in one class, computer science, mechanical, electronics, they will earn credit, put it in the passbook. academic bank of credit. Once this passbook is full, 160, give a degree. In the curriculum, it is mentioned that 160 credit, these are the courses, mechanical graduates. These are the courses he should take. Otherwise, you can't register for a course. It has to be integrated into the system. It has to be integrated. If mechanical want to register more courses of computer science possibly, if number of courses are fixed, number of subjects are fixed, you can't take more subjects of computer science. These are mechanical subjects. Prerequisite also has to be mentioned. If you want to register a course where the previous course you have not studied, then it will not allow you to register for the next course. If this is being implemented, then you will find that this will be completely successful. In India, people have done it. Universities, they have done it. This has been borrowed from foreign universities. But some of the universities, I am aware of it, they are implementing it. Problem is, if a faculty member is good, more students will register for that course. There will be overflow. In that case, they allow, okay, your mark is more than 90%, registration is open for you, you can register. 80 to 90%, okay, you can register, 3 days will be given, you can register for the course, okay. That is the way people are operating. Country in India, very many good universities, private universities, they are operating like this. I am aware of it. This NEP will be completely successful.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
What Professor Rath already spoken to you, I think at the first stage, while we are implementing NEP, the uniformity of syllabus is mandatory, it is very much necessary, and that admission, that central admission test, that should be introduced. And first of all, that the courses which were taught in different universities, it can be examined or it can be started in within Odisha, within our state, then we can go to other states where they will have the uniform syllabus as well as uniform regulatory act. The regulation is very necessary. So within Odisha, we can do uniformity of syllabus and the regulatory body will be uniform, and then we can plot the different courses within Odisha amongst different universities. It would be easier for the first stage.
Yes, implementing to start with a small group.
Within the state.
Well,
Then you can go to other states.
obviously, madam, if we will adopt the best practice, nobody will move.
Yes.
Nobody will move.
Yes.
So, yes, sir.
Sir, good evening. I'm Bhushan from PowerTech Consultants. Sir, I'm basically from an industry background. We are into energy efficiency, energy audit, and electricity regulatory issues. Now, my question to Professor Amiya sir and other two VC madam and sir, can a study center be opened at the industry itself, or any R&D organization or any consulting organization itself, where a postgraduate diploma on specialty course can be given jointly by the industries and the university?
Yes.
Perhaps the present norms, if you see Sambalpur University Study Center norms, it is very stringent norms where R&D organization like us may not accommodate that much of students. But let us 10 students, we are ready to impart quality specialist training on postgraduate diploma in energy management, or postgraduate diploma in electricity regulatory research, or postgraduate diploma in renewable energy application, where the student, particularly graduate student, can learn the things, practically do it, and get a dual degree from the BPUT. If that type of syllabus you can bring in, it will be really helpful for the student, also for the industries, and of course, academics.
Dual degree means you will do one course in different university. In your case, you can introduce certificate or diploma course. For dual degree, different university is required.
Right, ma'am. We want to develop a certificate course, but certificate to be given by the university.
Now itself we are doing it. We have minor, 20 credit minor. Okay?
Okay.
But University, Biju Patnaik University of Technology, we are giving degree in BTech, B Architecture, MTech, M Architecture, MBA, Integrated MBA, MSc, like that. Postgraduate diploma, we are not giving, I will look at my statute and act. But however, we are giving 20 credit minor course. Energy audit can be included in minor. Industry will give a certificates, university will give a certificate that this student has completed energy audit. That can be done. That's not a problem. Okay? Involving industries giving codes.
That kind of proposal can be
I am
submitted
just
to any
responding
university.
to what sir is saying. Practically yes, but theoretically yes, but practically lot of problems are there. Like the example you are talking about power system engineering. Maybe that will be value-added courses for the students in electrical engineering, or maybe in something like energy, specifically energy engineering, something like that. But my question was, when it is going to be practiced, how many takers will be there and how long that course will exist and what will be the course fee? Because unless it is viable, perhaps no course will sustain. I am putting an example. Nandi Foundation is offering some courses. We are giving a certificate at the end, 3 months program. Nandi Foundation is giving, that is free of cost. And it is in our university. Some of the students are getting trained and the certificate is given Sambalpur University and Nandi Foundation together. If you are talking in that line, 3 months program, 6 months program, with this kind of certificate, but these are not degree at all. These are only something like competency certificates that somebody has completed these many courses in this particular area, proficiency or competency is given to that. That kind of situation is there. Similarly, in environmental auditing, you are talking about, we are talking about environmental engineering, we are also offering some courses like that. Mostly that coal companies like MCL, nearby company, for them it is required. We just train their people, it is not in general. We train some of their people and certify them, they are competent enough in environmental management. Like that. These are something like short-term courses and very specific purpose. The client is very specific and the program is totally sponsored. So think of the viability of the program. My friends are here, they are all educational entrepreneurs. Will they take up such type of courses for which there is no common market? Even I know some of the universities, they have some specific programs, like Andhra University has a specific program for Rashtriya Ispat Limited, RIL, that Vizag Steel. They have a very specific program. We have also thought of having a very specific program for telecom department, telecom management. The course will be like telecom management. Similarly, we can think of hospitality management, even hospital management we can go for. But these are not degree programs we can offer. And there is also another restriction from UGC for the universities. We cannot go for post-PG diploma courses. The reason was quite obvious. PG diploma is of 1 year duration and it is a master degree program which is not within the mandate for the universities. And who can offer it? It is only that standalone autonomous institution, they can offer PG diploma courses, like AICT affiliated or something like that. This kind of, not affiliated, AICT recognized institutes, they can go for. So lot of restrictions are there till date, both in the UGC rules as well as the State Government Act. But whatever you are saying, if it is a sponsored program and there is a specific clientele and there is a specific purpose, the university can help or come out with some kind of solution for that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other question? Okay. Shall we conclude?
Yeah, one last question, sir. It's a question for all the 3 vice chancellors because they are all from affiliating. So I was going through the document of NEP. It says the system of affiliated colleges will be gradually phased out over a period of 15 years through a and to be carried out in a challenge mode. The overall higher education sector will aim to be an integrated higher education system, including professional and vocational education. What exactly this mean? And
This means is, I will just tell in one sentence. This means whatever you have read is absolutely true. Slowly, within 15 years, every college will be granted autonomy. Now you can see that UGC is giving autonomy to all colleges. Okay? Sometimes degree granting college, they will not take degree from BPUT. We will tell you your autonomy, you give your own degree, XYZ degree. Okay, they will give their own degree. So this is a very serious thing. They have to maintain quality. That's important. If they don't maintain quality, then they will perish. So rules are good, but college has to understand that I have to maintain quality. Now, I will not mention in this forum private universities, and everybody wants to take a degree from Utkal universities, from BPUT University of Technology. This scenario is there throughout country. In a school education, they look at CBSE, ICSE, okay. But when they come to higher education, technical education, they look at Utkal, they look at Sambalpur, they look at BPUT. Isn't it? That is there. Slowly, they will give autonomy to everyone. All colleges will get autonomy. Okay? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Getting delayed for this valedictory session, we have to conclude this session. No doubt about it that skill for education system only can be enhanced by equal involvement of the management as an affiliating institute, by the principals, the teachers, and the students, and the non-teaching staffs. If we add, or if we consider all these parameters for skill enhancement, automatically the skill in the technical education or higher education will be gradually be enhanced. So it's a thank you all the panelists here, Professor Bidhu, Bhushan, Mishra sir, Professor Amiya, Kumar, Rath sir, Madam Sabita madam, for sharing few ideas and interacting with our audience regarding this skill for quality education. So it's a request to all the teachers, participants over here, when they go to their college, whatever their observation or outcome of these 2 days, please narrate to all the teaching community, right? It's a request to the students, those who have participated from different colleges, please, outcome of these 2 days, please narrate to all the classes of their colleges, right? So then only it can be transformed to other group. It's a request to all the colleges, though all the panel discussions are available in YouTube, why don't you go with that and send the feedback from to the university so that we can transfer it to the industries, those who have witnessed in these 2 days. Thank you all for end of this panel 7. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, to all our panelists and moderator for such an insightful discussion. Your thoughts and experience have illuminated the path forward for all of us. I request the panelists kindly be seated for valedictory session. I now hand the anchoring to Sankipta Puri ma'am for valedictory ceremony. Thank you. Once again, a hearty good evening to one and all. Commencing with the valedictory ceremony, I would like to request Mr. Manoranjan Mahapatra, Director in Charge, PNIT, BPUT, Consultant Startup Innovation, and Dr. Vikramaditya Das, Associate Professor, Department EC and Coordinator, BPUT Industry, Academia Conclave, to join our guest of eminence for the valedictory ceremony. Now I request the student volunteers to present the flower pots to our respective dignitaries. Thank you. I invite everybody present here to rise for the university's anthem. Thank you. Kindly be seated. I invite Mr. Manoranjan Mahapatra, Director in Charge PNIT, Consultant Startup Innovation BPUT, to share insights on 2 days outcome of the BPUT Industry Academia Conclave.
Hello. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to all the VCs sitting here. Professor, department heads, college principal, deans, students. It has been 2 days for the hectic session which has been organized for the Industry Academia interface by BPUT. This objective was towards fostering basic dialogue and interaction, communication between the industry and the students and faculties with BPUT, involving all the policy makers, students, industry leaders, to fostering towards arriving the gap or fulfilling the gap which is there already between the industry, which a lot of panel have been discussed. So this has been spread over 7 panels. 7 different subjects were discussed. So we'll just try to summarize few of them because a lot of people have discussed many things. There were especially few good points come out in the last discussion, which I'll try to summarize. The first panel was for the academy industry interface or collaboration we call, right? So that the basic takeaway were that we need to strengthen the collaborations in different forms. It could be forms of, setting of different kind of innovation labs inside the campus. Could be changing of the regular curriculum with changing needs of the industry. So we need to, collaborate with industry, invite industry from time to time and talk to them and find out the need. And similarly, if required, some panel members also suggested for customized curriculum. So I think with the new policy, which I will come later on a little bit, I think it should be easier because they have an option to choose. So what I'll request or suggest all the VCs present here that they can maybe put forth this also, that along with this new policy, they can have multiple courses which are linked to the industry. Actually, this model is copied from US, so it will be easier for them, right? So you can include that. For Center of Excellence also, already BPUT has set up one center, but two centers, and few of the panelists have also suggested for centers maybe across the colleges, if it is possible, right? So you need to find a bridge, the gap. So those center of excellence can be mounted with the industry, with the entrepreneurs, or with the, other, people who are involved or understand the thing, right? So that is another suggestion. Similarly, we had IT and services. It's basically IT services, which is the major revenue of India, and the growth largely depends on that. But with the new technology like AI/ML coming, panel suggested that you need to, customize your course. And I was very happy that in the new NEP policy, there is a interfacing of various departments. The panel also suggested that. The panel suggested for skill, the discussion of the, the last discussion of the quality education, also skill has come out. I have noted somewhere, I will come to that. So with the digital infrastructure and other things which are there already in the place, it has to be linked to various colleges, right? From the university or from the state or from the high-speed computer, high-speed computing lab. And in innovation, again, innovation and skill is common everywhere. So I don't want to repeat that. It is across the panel, everybody suggested innovation and skill, excepting one or two. I will come to that. And the next was manufacturing, which we were very lucky that we had good panel like, people from Maruti Udyog, Steel Authority, senior people, right? They suggested that the things are changing so fast that we need to have modern tools. When they say modern tools, you need to have updated tools at least in the lab and in forms of the teaching aid. So it could be virtual also, but you need to have some kind of practice, right? So modern tools are very much required because the manufacturing is changing very fast. And the lab also with the industry collaboration they suggested for lab. So we have already, in the IT panel, I forgot actually, we suggested and the panel advised to set up some of the company like Oppo, SAP, they have agreed to extend that support. We need to take it forward, right? So that is one, and plus their panel also suggested that there should be continuous form of learning from the industry which should be incorporated to the curriculum. So we need to rethink about that. And there was an agri panel which was very interesting today morning. They were talking of, new kind of technology, not only technology, they were talking of how the sustainable, because one of the subject was sustainability. So they were talking about sustainability of agriculture. How the, world is moving towards that. For example, protein-based meat and water, good water. I think there was a good lady, water entrepreneur from the local community. She is waterpreneur. So it was a very good subject. And they also suggested for labs and incorporating few of the agriculture related, maybe technology related subject with universities or maybe colleges. And there was also another panel for the energy and carbon, which was also very interesting because the world is talking about carbon, pollution. So the panel feel that with the new policy, like, by 2047, I think there is a mandate by UGC or somewhere I've read that most of the campus should be carbon free. So if you need to carbon free, I think one of the local entrepreneur, power consultant, he was talking very interesting thing that you can start from the college, right? Or maybe from the university where the low power could be used, or maybe modern fans could be used. So those are saving up the power. Similarly, you need to have load balance. I think one of the professors was talking about that. So, and there also again same thing, they talk of new, kind of skill-based things to be incorporated with the universities and all. But the last discussion, which was very interesting, I think 2 or 3 things which, basically there were a lot of discussion about, career advancement and middle and lower level income level for the government universities, which are free. So that was one of the key, takeaway, because these universities, if you feel that they take, a lot of money and impart the education, that was explained, right? Why this is helping the better career for the middle class. And the main thing which came into the discussion while talking, besides the humanity, was one of the new, I think it touched me, because with the engineering, I feel always humanity should be there. I think panel discussed about that, right? And which are linked to the social, need or requirement, including the home, including the community, which is also a part of your sustainability, 17 sustainability of UN, right? The community and the good health and other things are there. Plus, I think one of our Honorable BC, I think mentioned Sambalpur BC, I think he mentioned about patients committing suicide, patients of the students. That's very, very important. It's actually growing. The numbers are growing. Two numbers are growing. One is divorce, the other is suicide in India. So this also needs to be taken care, and I think these are the main things. Besides national education policy, a lot of things were discussed about accreditation, which are highly technical thing. But I think we need to understand that what is the meaning of accreditation, how it plays to bring the quality format or quality policy to the educational institute in universities and colleges. And I think few of the panelists also explained about the premier institute versus BPUT, right? So I think our Honorable VC BPUT, I think, explained about that how the computer linked jobs, were there earlier, right? Like he explained about Y2K and things like that, which basically gives us a learning that it is possible that today you can, do an industry interface. The subject was that, and the job could be accessible, provided we change little bit, tweak little bit the curriculum and involve the industry and all. And there was an interesting thing about, common thing about all the panel, all the discussion is skill. I think this panel also discussed about skill. I was very happy that Madam basically also explained about the incubation, innovation, which are my course, subject area. So that is now going to Ravenside like university, right? I'm so happy that it is going, which that is what is required if you want to transform actually India. If you read actually about the bigger universities, like I was explaining the other panel, MIT or Stanford of the world or Harvard of the world, they are built upon that. There are 2 things they build. One is entrepreneurship, the other is alumni. The stronger the alumni, I remember we had a professor when I was in XIM, he told once that your alumni are not good, you're not good. That is the tagline he gave. And see, he says the institutes are measured depending on the alumni and the kind of funding they give back to the institutes, which I'm sure it will happen slowly here also. So these 3 was commons, and learning, unlearning things were also discussed, which is very, very interesting area. So I think a lot of learnings are there. So overall we can go back and we can rethink, and I will request all the students to rethink about the new way of learning the things. You can always reach professors through mail, through communication, through WhatsApp, whatever. Similarly, it is applicable to all the colleges, to the decision maker, to the industry, to collaborate, cooperate. More the communication between industry and universities, better it is for the student, for the industry, for the job market, besides skill, communication and innovation. So thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. With a steadfast commitment to continuous improvement, Professor Amiya Rath imbibes visionary leadership. His expertise is set to propel Biju Patnaik University of Technology, Rourkela, Odisha, to new heights. I invite our keynote speaker, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Amiya Rath, BPUT, to speak a few words.
Professor Sabita Acharya, the Vice Chancellor of Utkal Universities, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra, Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University, Manoranjan Mahapatra, the professor here, Senior Consultant, Vikramaditya Das, the faculty members, students of other colleges, faculty members of BPUT, Madam Niharika, who has come here. I'm very happy to see you. Professor Raja Mishra, and others, other guests from RIMS, Srishti Academy, and Vivek, Niladri, and others. I would like to mention that thanks to Quality Circle Forum of India, the man sitting there who is secretary, QCFI, Suresh Chandra Prasad, I remembered he has invited me as a chief guest to their program once. That day onwards, I decided we will have a Industry Academia conclave. Of course, he has supported us with other guests. Of course, Mr. Sahu, he has also conceived the idea of sustainability, education, BPUT initiatives. I'm sure this particular panel discussions, we had essence of industry academia collaboration, IT and services, manufacturing industry, agri and food, energy and climate, management services, skill for quality education in Odisha. Let me tell you from core of my heart, I'm very keen. I look at BPUT as positive side of it. I don't look at any other things. Whenever I see BPUT, all positive things I can see in dreams, that we can transform BPUT into a next height. With the cooperation, with the support of all of you. I don't think that I have a limited manpower, although I have a limited manpower. Subhendu is like a masala mixing with vegetarian, non-vegetarian, like Patujusi and others. They are all dedicated, let me tell you, friends. Okay, they will, after I leave from this place, they will not find a vice chancellor who will tell them to sit in 10 o'clock in the evening, 11 in the evening, get a call at 1 o'clock in early morning, get a call. Early morning is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, I used to tell jokingly that Patajoshi used to data bond karucho. I told no, sir. Because, see, it's very important that making the entire program successful is very important. They all get scolded from me like Bikram and Manrajan Mahapatra. They did a good job of doing it nicely, inviting people from outside. We want all of you to witness. I want all of you to participate in all our programs. It's not only that you come to the college, read and write in the examination papers, you will be successful. No. You should participate in hackathon. You should participate. A lot of programs we have conducted since last years. BPUT Tech Carnival, BPUT Research Conclave, BPUT Project Exhibition, BPUT Hackathon, today BPUT Industry Academia Interface, Academia, BPUT Industry Academia 2024. You can see our logo also, same logo you will find everywhere, right? And next is, let me tell you that next year, this year, November, December, we are planning to hold a multi-international conference. Of course, 5th February is convocation of the universities. 5th February, this February is convocation of the universities. Our team is so dedicated that if the event is after 3 days or 4 days, they will do it. They will do it. Okay. 3 stalwarts, our Chaudhary, Bhoi and Binod, they are all there. I mean, they are going here and there, keeping guest house ready for all of you, Manos and Manas. I know all of them because I want to mention their name here because they struggled hard to make it a successful. I'm sure the outcome of this will take it to a long way. I got some points which I have written in my mobile that tomorrow onwards we'll see that what best can be done. Okay, inviting placement officers from all colleges, creating an entrepreneurship cell in the college, right? The success stories are very important. I want to create some entrepreneurs, okay? They are all struggled, Madam Niharika and all, they have struggled. They came to a certain level, okay? I want to invite them, I want to tell their name in front of all of you because they all did a good job for the state, okay, without going outside. Morning, Padmini was there. They have done a good job. I had been to their center. My point here is, okay, it's very important that let us listen the success story. Let us inculcate certain things so that we can improve further. BPUT University of Technology, let me tell you once again, I see all gold, diamond, my students are working everywhere, okay? All I could see, I don't see the negative part, whatever others can see. Let me tell you, core of my heart, whenever I dream, I could see all good things, that people are flourishing. Every morning when I pray God, I was talking about BPUT, BPUT. I never ask anything for myself. I talk only about BPUT. Let all students, faculty members flourish in life. Flourish in life. Let us do a good work. Let us work together and do good for the universities, do good for the society. Let us be a good human being. That's important. Our students, ultimately, let them live a quality life. That's very important. Quality life is important. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Coming from a long way. And of course, I mentioned your name, Raja Mishra, and okay, Suraj, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I am honored to introduce Professor Sabita Acharya, Vice Chancellor of Utkal University. With over 3 decades of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration, Professor Acharya has been a torchbearer in the field of social and cultural anthropology. Professor Acharya has tirelessly worked to bridge gaps and create a more inclusive academic environment. I invite our guest of eminence, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sabita Acharya, Utkal. Okay. I invite our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sabita Acharya, Utkal University, to speak a few words.
A very good evening to all of you. Namaskar. Esteemed members on the dais, the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor of BPUT, Professor Rath, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University, Professor Mishra, he was my colleague friends at Utkal University, and Professor on the dais, and of the dais, all the guests, delegates, invitees, the ladies and gentlemen, media person, research scholars, and student friends. First of all, I congratulate the Honorable Vice Chancellor of BPUT and his dedicated team for organizing such type of valuable conference on industry and academia conclave. And I was asking him that from where you got the funding. He said that we have spent everything from our own fund. So for that I convey my big congratulations to the Vice Chancellor. Because normally in state public universities, we are very rarely we can spend a lot of money towards out of our own towards conducting seminars and conferences. At the end, as I have learned that 7 panels with different problems, discussions, many arguments, many debates, suggestions, everything is over, and the findings of the outcome, as I have learned, that outcome definitely that will help for the development of BPUT in future. And you all the team members, the students and the faculty members, you have a very dynamic vice chancellor and he is arranging everything within a very short time period. The convocation is declared as 5th February and then international conference in November 2025. So he has a very good vision, very good roadmap that how to achieve that vision and with the support of the entire team. So I again thank you very much. And thank you very much for inviting me. And all the way I came by train from Bhubaneswar to here in the morning. And tomorrow in morning at 5 o'clock also I will leave. And I couldn't say no to Professor Rath because we helped each other. And at Bhubaneswar I always invited him and I got many suggestions while that NAC accreditation process was going on. So he is the right person to give advice regarding the NAC accreditation. So I thank you for giving us the timely advice and suggestion. So at the end, I can again congratulate everybody inside the room for your great patience that at the time of 7:35, so many people are sitting here. So I congratulate again all of you. All the best. Jai Jagannath.
Thank you, Madam. It is my privilege to introduce our chief guest, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra, the Vice Chancellor of Sambalpur University. With an illustrious career of 32 years, Professor Mishra has guided over 50 PhD scholars, authored more than 100 research papers and written 6 impactful books. His international exposure, academic contributions and leadership have been pivotal in the holistic development of the institutions. I invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sambalpur University, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra, sir, to speak a few words.
Thank you, Madam. Namaskar. On the dais, Honorable Vice Chancellor of BPUT, Professor Rath, my senior colleague at Utkal University and presently the Vice Chancellor, whom I lovingly call as Nani, Madam Acharya, our Dr. Mahapatra on the dais, and Dr. Vikramaditya Das on the dais. Of the dais, so many acquaintances, including Ajay Bhai and Subhendu Babu, many other. Everybody, almost I feel very homely when I reach this place. I am also quite grateful to all the students and the faculty colleagues, industry experts who are presenting over here. As this is the concluding one, I do not have much to say, but one information I want to just pass on, which is quite, you can call it something like controversial, but still it is true. It is again come in the media. Very interesting fact is, most of the educated students or educated persons in Odisha are unemployed. The largest number of unemployed persons, educated unemployed persons are in Odisha. Next is followed by Kerala. The reverse is a trend in most of the North Indian and Western states, particularly Rajasthan and Gujarat, where it is uneducated people, they are unemployed. This is the dichotomous situation that we are facing through. So what's the reason why Odisha is at the top of having the highest number of unemployed educated persons? Perhaps the answer lies in this type of conclaves, where we talk about what are the basic issues of the education and where we really lack and what we must do. Of course, miles to go, and the solutions are very, very far off. Not very, we are not going to get it very quickly. Second aspect, obviously, education and employment, they are correlated to each other. And when we talk about sustainability in education, naturally, it has to be linked with the society, it has to be linked with the humanity, it has to be linked with maybe the livelihood and other things of the people at large, where the responsibility of all the stakeholders are very, very important. Rather, the educational institution, nor the university, nor the curriculum can help them alone. So, here we have to take a consortium effort to resolve this particular issue, how our educated people are going to be employed in the near future. This is biggest challenge. Even the same report, particularly the skill development report, it has also made a mention about India has more than thousands of engineering colleges, produces more than 5 lakh graduates every year, but only 15% of them are employable. This is one of the dismal state of affair in India. Why this is happening? If you put in the global report, India is the largest producer of technical manpower, but in terms of consumption or in terms of utilization of those manpower, we are not very close even within 10. What's the reason behind? Even the same, if you go through this OECD reports where we talk about the global competency, India has produced the most and the best technical minds of the world. And you can see them as an example from Silicon Valley, and majority of the US corporations are headed by Indians or Indian origin people. The best talents of the world India has produced. But what's the problem with India? Why India is not developing? Because we are looking towards for a Bikasit Bharat maybe by 2047, which is very, very close, maybe another 22 years. 22 years is a very small period, but we have to think many things. And most important is, like our Prime Minister Modi has said, when the citizens read, the country will lead. What it talks about? Precisely his focus is on improving the enrollment ratio in different colleges and universities, and basically to reduce the drop rates in the school or mass education. And most important part is what they read has a relevance or should have a relevance to the society at large, and focusing on creating holistic man who can, just like the example we are talking about, even today our students, even after becoming a graduate, they do not know how to sustain themselves if they are not getting a job at all. They do not have any other idea. I have seen many such persons trying a lot, not able to get a job. When we talk about job, mostly it is a white collar job. They are not ready for something called blue collar jobs. There lies the problem. The problem is we are ready to mug up many things, but not ready to just burn our fingers. So the time has come. This particular industry academia conclave obviously has opened up many vistas and also make us enlightened about many issues that the educational system is having and making the students' future ready. So the university has lot of responsibilities, and we need to have a consortium effort. That's what I have already suggested. And the last what I want to give, I am very, very thankful to BPUT, particularly to my friend with whom I have more than 3 decades of association. Professor Rath is known to me since early 90s. And the route was about IGNOU. I was coordinating the study center in IGNOU at Utkal University, and where Professor Rath was our resource person. 91 I am referring to, way back to more than 3 decades. We are associated with each other since long. I got the chance to thank my friend, and who has invited me. I cannot say no to him because we are so closely associated over 3 decades. And when I find my senior colleague, whom I referred as Nani, obviously the temptation become double. So I must go. That's the only thing I can say about. I'm very much thankful to Professor Rath and his team for arranging such a nice conclave. And in future, I expect more such conclaves or interactions will happen. And most important is here, the type of the galaxy of intellectuals and the industry experts he has gathered, who are really contributing to the growth and development of the society, and with their help and support, we can think of a Bikasit Bharat in 2047. And before that, I am also requesting our friend that we must also take care of our own state, where we are going to complete our 100 years in 2036. We want to see Odisha as a developed state. That is my submission to the House, that we must work coordinately so that we can see our own state as something as a developed state. Because if you talk about, till date, Odisha is known for poverty. But interestingly, about a week back, this NSS data, I am talking about National Sample Survey data on consumption. The consumption of both rural and urban area in Odisha has gone up much ahead of national average. Means Odisha is moving towards development because consumption is the most important indicator of development. People are going for consuming different types of products where the average annual growth is more than 5.6%. And if it is something like what we call the FMCG product, which is double digit, more than 10%. So this consumption figure itself says Odisha is becoming rich. If you see the other side data, Odisha is a surplus state. In terms of budgetary surplus, revenue surplus, last year data I am referring to, 23-24 data, Odisha has a revenue surplus of 43,000 crores, whereas the most of the developed countries, they are deficit states, including Maharashtra and Gujarat. Highest deficit was in Tamil Nadu with 41,000 crores. This is again a paradoxical situation. One side, we are referred as a poor state, but the other side, if you see the revenue surplus, it is the highest in the country, then where the problem is? My simplest solution here is, Odisha needs a good leader who can see what are the area where public spending should move and which will help in the development of the state. So, what I am referring here into this August House, both to friends from industry and academics, we must think what is the way out of this kind of paradox and bring out our state from poverty to a state of plenty. Thank you everybody for giving me that opportunity to share my thoughts, and again I thank BPUT and the team for arranging such a nice conclave. Thank you everybody. Namaskar. Jai Jagannath. Bande Utkal Janani.
Thank you, sir. It is now time to acknowledge the successful entrepreneurs. I request our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Utkal University, Professor Sabita Acharya, to felicitate Mrs. Niharika Bastia, co-founder and CEO, Watercraft. Thank you, ma'am. I request our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra, Sambalpur University, to felicitate our successful entrepreneur, Mr. Raja Mishra, co-founder and CEO, Mythica. Thank you, sir. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Rath, sir, to felicitate our successful entrepreneur and BPUT alumni, Mr. Ayush Kedaria, Chief Operating Officer, Pluton Mall. Thank you, sir. Before we move on to our next successful entrepreneur, I would like to introduce born into adversity, raised by love, Mr. Rajesh Shota lost his mother at the age of 2 and found a new family at Essos village, Rockland in 2006. Mr. Rajesh excelled academically, earning an Exceptional Academic Achievement Award. He won the National Award in a song competition in 2018. Cracking a central government job in the postal department with hard work and determination, his dream was realized. Mr. Hota now inspires others as a supervisor at the Azim Premji Foundation. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Rath, sir, to felicitate our successful entrepreneur, Mr. Rajesh Shota, Supervisor, Azim Premji Foundation. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Rath, sir, to acknowledge our chief guests. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Utkal University, Professor Sabita Acharya, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sambalpur University, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra. Thank you, sir. I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Bidhu Bhushan Mishra, Sambalpur University, to acknowledge Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Rath, sir, BPUT. Thank you, sir. I now request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Rath, sir, to acknowledge Dr.Subhendu Kumar Rath, moderator of the panel discussion. Thank you, sir. To extend the vote of thanks, may I now invite Dr. Vikramaditya Das, Coordinator, BPUT Industry Academia Conclave, to come forward and share a few words of appreciation.
Distinguished guests on the dais and off the dais, esteemed speakers, respected industry leaders, faculty members, dear students and all participants, good evening. It is both honor and privilege to stand before you all as we draw the curtains on his enlightening, engaging BPUT Industry Academic Conclave 2024. On behalf of the entire organizing team, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to one of you for making this event grand success. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere thanks to our distinguished guests and all the eminent speakers who took time out their busy schedules to share their visible insights, knowledge and experience with us. Your contribution today have undoubtedly broadened our understanding for ever-evolving interface between academia and industry. And we are confident that your words will inspire and guide us in the year ahead. Our deepest appreciation goes to the industry leaders, professionals, and corporate representatives who joined us for 2 days. Your presence is a testament to importance of collaboration between industry and academia. Your ideas and innovations are shaping the future and we are grateful for the opportunity you provide to our students as well as the partnership you offer to the institute like ours. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the faculty members, staff, administrators, and the entire support team from the BPUT who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the success of this conclave. Your commitment to excellence and your unwavering support made these events possible. To the students who actively participated and engaged in the discussions and contributed their ideas, we thank our enthusiasm and curiosity. You are the future and your participation today has reinforced the importance of connecting theoretical knowledge with the real world challenges. A special thanks to the partners, hospitality partner Mayfair, Vivek Sharma sir, Arya Patnaik sir, and Prasad sir, and the volunteers for their unwavering support and efforts. Without your generous contribution, this event would not have been possible. Finally, to everyone who attended this conclave, we hope you have to leave a valuable insight, new ideas, and renewed enthusiasm to further strengthen the bond between academia and industry. Let us continue to work together for the development of a stronger and more innovative future. A very special thanks to Kanak Manjari Institute Pharmaceutical Science team for providing fast aid and medical assistance services to BPUT for these 2 days. On behalf of BPUT, I once again thank to all, my deepest gratitude to all the stakeholders for your valuable contribution. And I especially thanks to the student team, those who worked tirelessly for this event, and they make it possible. We look forward to your continued support and collaboration in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I request one and all present here to stand up for our very own BPUT anthem.
Bhushan
Thank you. Kindly be seated.
Hello. So, I would like to say proudly that our team BPUT, we know we are working tirelessly and one after one, we are doing the successful events, and this is also a grand success, this event. So now I would like to request to call my team BPUT to be here to be a photo session. All of our staffs, faculties, officers, whoever is here, please come to the dais to have a group photo. And a big round of applause to all my team BPUT for making this such a grand success. Please. Student, dekhi to? Huh? Hello. Student. So now I would like to request all my student volunteers who have also given equal support to us to conduct this event successfully. Please come to the dais to have a photo session.
Abhishek, Ashwin, Vivek, Amrit, come to the dais.
Just someone's key is here. If anyone, कार गोटे की रही एठी जदि के छाड़ी चंती देखिबे. Sir, Subhendu sir, where are you? चल सेपटू पड़ा आसुची So now I would like to request Dr. Bikram Das, as a token of gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amiya Kumar Rath, again a token of appreciation from this industry academia conclave. Please.
Thank you everyone. We'll have the lunch, dinner. We can have the dinner at Electronics Building.
I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to please felicitate our coordinator, Vikramaditya Das, sir. A big round of applause for the coordinator of this event. Thank you all for being with us for these 2